Yeah, we're on, man. We're recording. What's up, guys? Welcome back.
Hey, all right, welcome back, guys. I'm here with my good friend Daniel. Welcome to the channel. Damn, fuck. What were you saying? I thought you said well.
No.
What's up, man?
What's up, man? We're on?
Yeah.
We're on, man. All right.
What up, guys? Welcome to our channel. My name's Skyler. This is my boy Daniel.
Yo, what's up, guys? Thank you guys for watching. Let's get to it, man. Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode 3. This is Daniel. We got my boy over here, Skyler.
What up, guys? Welcome back. Thanks for joining us again. I think today is all about laughter because you know what? Before we started everything, we just started laughing at the dumb things that we do. Just try to get this thing going, trying to like get life going. And it was just, it's just hilarious. Like laughing to tears. It's just like it brings joy sometimes. And I think sometimes that could be just in itself a great topic to talk about. Is laughter and happiness.
Yes, not to take everything too serious, right? Even though, but okay, that was this is just random. We didn't have nothing planned. This is just top of our heads, which I believe we should be doing all the time because it's just raw, right? It's straight to however we feel and how a lot of people feel, really. But again, we're just trying to talk it out instead of just keeping it to ourselves. Are you like a perfectionist though?
I am a perfectionist, and the reason I know that I'm a perfectionist is because everything I do has to be exactly or working correctly, or I keep on thinking about it over and over. And as I do things and I find things, it's also in my field of work, right? Being a perfectionist and being IT is like kind of like what you need. You want everything to work at all times. You want things to work flawlessly so that when you do things, there's no hiccups and there's no they're not coming back for the same issues, right? So I like solving the problem so that the issue does not come back. When the issue comes back, then it's like it starts agitating me. I'm just like, okay, why is it this? So definitely a perfectionist in all aspects of when it comes to like setting things up or doing like stuff in my life. I love that feeling of knowing that it's perfect in my eyes, so to speak, for that moment. But what about you? Are you a perfectionist in that way?
Yes, I am. But with that being said, before we get into me, do you struggle with taking things too serious? Or like, do you know when to like ease it down and enjoy it or laugh about it like we were talking earlier? Or just like 100 like fucking tunnel vision?
Yeah, there's two parts to that. I think that sometimes I can get carried away and I'm get so focused and in that I don't want to be bothered. Mm-hmm. And then there's other times where I can obviously laugh about it or like move forward. Like, if I can't fix it, I can't fix it. But again, it all came down to when I started, thinking a little bit differently, when I started doing things differently, being more open-minded, being that individual and trying to grow. It changed everything because as you read things and you read books and stuff like that, when they give you those little nuggets of knowledge, when you get that, it kind of helps you like think back or even like reflect and say it's not that serious. Nothing in life is that serious to be so angry all the time about. So slowly I've gotten better at it. It's very rare now that I would actually like take something so seriously because I am a goofy person. I am like obviously, but I definitely. It took me a long time to actually like feel that out and figure out what to take serious and what to like just let go.
Yeah, it's. Especially, I'm sure we could relate, like you said, you're a perfectionist. I think I am too. I like to do things my way, right? When things don't go as planned, then it bothers me. It gets me upset or mad, whatever. So yeah, it's a good point to know when to let it go, because life is going to happen. Shit's not going to go your way all the time.
Yeah.
So you just have to accept it, take a breather, and then go with the flow. And like we mentioned, instead of focusing on the problem, just find a solution for it and enjoy it.
Yeah, and if you get to your point, if you can't even find a solution, which is often the case as well, when you can't find a solution, sometimes it's either just to let it go for that moment and come back to it, or at that point it is what it is. So if you don't find the solution that you want, there's always a solution. This might not be our solution when we become like picky with it and like we determine that we want it our way. But then that goes back to, if you guys watch episode 2, it goes back to like the mindset, and it goes back to how we think and stuff like that. So it all depends on in your moment in your life and how you're going about that.
I know there's a lot of people out there who, like we said in episode 2, right? Like, we're so like this type of mentality that we don't want to ask for help. And same thing goes with like trying being a perfectionist, right? You don't want to ask for help because you're
stuck into your way. Yep, you're stuck into your ways and you want to control everything. Yeah, it definitely goes back to that. I will say that if you can find happiness in one thing or 2 things, let's say, throughout your life, if you want to give me an example of what are some examples of things that have made you happy, that made you change your mind?
Man, journaling, bro, has changed the way I see things now, you know, because I write what I'm grateful for, what makes me happy. What made me happy in the last 24 hours. And you'd be surprised. You'll laugh at the shit I write. You know, like people will find it like funny or like kind of odd or weird, right? Like, what the hell? Like, that made you happy? But the point is to dive deep into whatever makes you happy, right? Like, in the mornings, when I get home from the gym, 5 a.m., I'm doing my protein shake. And like my mix of protein shake, peanut butter, and like an English muffin, bro, warmed up. Dude, that's just fucking bomb. Yeah. I swear, like, that's like elite right there, dude. That's like that makes me happy. I enjoy it. You know that enjoyment when like you see commercials and people are eating like a sandwich and they're
actually really enjoying it, and you're sitting here looking at them saying, how could you enjoy it that much? And that's exactly how.
That's me taking my protein shake with the English muffin, bro. And I write about that, you know? And it's just the little things, bro. Like, even if you see a nice, beautiful green tree that looks like it came out from the movie, people like that, dude.
Yeah. So I wanted to know just a little bit, like, what the small things that make you happy, and thank you for sharing with that. And I think for myself, I do the same thing when I do journal. And I just talk to myself in my head about, like, how I'm going, like all the things that we're always grateful for. It is small things like that that you ever like you start thinking about, like when you're in the shower, you're like, damn, the shower couldn't be any better. This warm shower or this cold shower couldn't be any better. You know, those are all the things. You take those small moments and see how happy you are about it, and then it just again changes your whole entire reality of how you think about life, how your mindset is, how you're going about your day, because you already start off being grateful.
Yes, 100%, dude. And don't get me wrong, I used to be, and even sometimes I do catch myself thinking like, well, I don't have enough cash in my bank account. Well, I don't have a brand new car. Well, I don't have this. You know, so we get so carried away with what other people have, especially now in social media, right? That we see like a 17-year-old driving a Lambo or like something crazy like that. And I'm just like, dang, I'm 28 and I'm this close to ride the bus.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's the thing, that because of that, we forget about the little things, the little things that actually make you happy. Again, I believe I mentioned it before, petting your dog, dude. That releases like stress, and I'm sure you feel happy after that. Getting a good workout in. Nobody has walked out of a gym with a like a bad attitude. They go in with a bad attitude, they walk out with a positive attitude.
Yeah.
For sure.
At least 99% of them.
Yeah.
You can, unless you get a text and something's going crazy.
Yes.
And then you run out angry.
SOS, help.
And then you have just like that rage of like whatever you're going on, because you're like your testosterone is so built up, and maybe that's when you'll be that 1%. And hopefully no one ever is that. Thinking back on all the days and all the times I've been so serious, it just like, it makes me like think so hard now and like laugh even more at the certain things, like, because you can go back and always laugh at yourself like that. It wasn't even that serious, right? We always say that to ourselves, but in the moment you felt like it was so serious, like it was like life or death or something like that. But I just think like if you can just know in that moment or as it's happening and just like not take it so seriously, and you just enjoy it and you're happy, I mean, that's gonna change everything. That's number one that will change. If you want to change one thing about mindset, it's stop taking shit so seriously, or stop being like, you know, that's actually part of becoming positive versus negative. It's physically letting go of past shit or whatever it's going on that's so serious, that's because it's not that serious.
Yeah. And then at the end of the day, like the past is in the past. You cannot change it. The future stresses you out, so why even worry about it? So just focus on the present and what's around you.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So just focus on that, and even then, it's hard, dude. Like it's hard because, we have to work we have to work our asses off. We have to like pay the bills. We have to go 9 to 5. Like I literally just got off the job, and we both got off the job, and then set this up to get this going. Because we're working towards something. And it's a struggle. It's a lot that not a lot of people do. A lot of people just find it easy to like complain and go home and sit on their asses and watch Netflix and eat chips,
Yeah, at least we're sitting on asses and we're talking to a camera.
We're expressing ourselves,
Yeah. But yeah, again, it's just like, it all ties, like, if you can just be happy and you just like, or try to be happy at the end of the day, because I mean, we only have one life, as everyone knows. Everyone says YOLO. You only have one life. And we have one life to live. So why are we taking it so seriously? Why are we in a bad mood all the time?
Mm-hmm.
Why can't we just enjoy the small things like the peanut butter and jelly sandwich, or, the protein shake, whatever it is, you take that one thing, because, I mean, at the end of the day, sometimes that's all you have. Sometimes you can have such a bad day, unfortunately. Or you're going through so much, like, your hard times, that you have to physically take that moment in and either sit here and, I mean, we should have just meditated right before this too, but we should just sit there and close your eyes, and I'll do it right now too. And it's like, just sit in silence and think about that one thing that made you happy today. And as I'm sitting here, I'm thinking about all the stuff I got done today that was on my list, even though it was hard, even though that there was a bunch of like stuff going on, I accomplished that. And that's something to be grateful for right there.
Yeah, and that's it. And because at the end of the day, if you might not make it to tomorrow, you know what I mean? So just live life. Well, I believe you should live life, because again, we're still trying to just be happy with the small stuff, because tomorrow is not promised, right?
Right. Now that we mentioned happiness and stuff like that, I do want to start touching base on other things, like how hard it is sometimes to get home from work and actually and do multiple things, still have an agenda and still be able to take care of everything, especially like when you're trying to start your own business. And I think that's what I want to tie this into, is like, I know we're talking about happiness and stuff, but I also want to tie in and bring in the conversation of, the struggle and the mindset and what we needed, like what me and you are doing to try to start a business and not care about everyone else and what they're doing, because everyone may be starting a business or maybe they're doing their own thing. And sometimes we always focus, or we always see on social media that we're focused so much on what everyone else is doing versus what we're doing. And I really want to let everyone know that, sometimes it's better just to sit back, turn off social media, really reflect on what you're doing, not what other people are doing. And take a hard look at what you really want to do in life. Do you want to just work a 9 to 5 for the rest of your life? Do you what are your goals? What are your aspirations? You need to physically start thinking about those things before you get to an age where you're stuck into a situation. I'll let you speak right now, but we're 30 years old, or getting on, I'm 30 something, you're getting close. And, if we take any minute longer or any day longer, we might be set in our ways forever. And that scares me more than going out, putting myself out there, being vulnerable, having a conversation with you and starting this podcast, because I'd rather do this and be scared why I do this than for the rest of my life, physically never having anything I've ever dreamed of.
Yeah, man, it's we could go into depth with this. It's social media. It's good and bad, right? It's bad. It's good because it helps a lot of people. A lot of entrepreneurs now, they're in the digital marketing and all that social media stuff. But it's bad because it gets a lot of people into depression, right? Again, like I said earlier, you see a 17-year-old driving a Lambo, and then I'm like almost 30 and I'm fucking hating life because I saw that, But now the way I see social media now is I see what they're doing and try to copy them, right? Like this, who was the quote that said, I think it was Picasso or something. He said, good artists copy, great artists steal, right? Which meaning like it's okay to copy, but don't go word for word. Make it your own, right? And it goes back to like whatever you want to do at your job, because everyone has done everything that you've done. So I'd rather sit here again, like you said, and have this conversation with you, make our own podcast with our own personalities, and make it our own twist, right? We're still copying other people, maybe same topics, maybe same setup, maybe same, but we're still making it our own.
Yeah, but it's also coming from a different viewpoint, which is
Yes.
great too, right? So the fact that we're physically able to do this and without like, because everyone says, oh, I want to start a podcast. Oh, I'm ready to do this. Oh, I'm doing that. Or they point at you saying, oh, this person's doing that already. Like they try to just, either cut you down or whatever. But, if, again, they can try to do it all they want. But again, we're striving to become more than just, nothing with our lives. Like we really want to do something with our lives. So I'm just happy that we can start this and talk about it.
Yes, yeah, and I see it all the time, man. I mean, I'm in a corporate job. We both are, and I'm sure you've seen it too, where there's people there who has been at the workplace for over 20 years, over 15, right? And I look at myself like, man, like corporate companies, like a good, well-established companies, you get a good salary. I'm not gonna lie, right? You get a good salary, so enough to maybe like in 5 to 10 years to do something with your cash, right? You could invest it. You could do something that's gonna shorten your time for retirement. But these people, nothing against them. Again, they probably didn't know better, right? And can't judge that.
Yeah.
Or they never been exposed to other things, because I was like that. And even now I'm just like, wow, I wish I would have known this. But anyways, yeah, 20 years, bro. And I always wonder, like, are they happy? This is what they always wanted to do? Because honestly, I've been there like a couple years. I'm just like, hey, it's not to 20 years. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's why, I mean, I'd rather be here again, recording this, starting our own businesses, our podcast, just starting new projects that we're passionate about.
I don't know if it's a quote or it's a saying or where I've heard it from, because I can't remember, but I know it's coming to my head with us talking about this, and like, but I want to be successful. Like I have to breathe, like meaning like I can't. There's no way in hell that I'm gonna just like that I can't do it, because I want it to feel like we have to breathe in order to survive, and I want that to be like success. That's what I'm chasing success as. It's like breathing in air. And to be able to do that is gonna change how we go about it, because we're going to give it 110%. We're going to give it everything we got. We might not quit. We will have challenges.
Yes.
But I hope that we never quit on this. If we just treat this opportunity or all opportunities like if you were trying to take a fresh breath of air, then, we would probably get further in life, because it would be like that extreme to us. Yes. And to me, like I want it to be that extreme where if we don't make it, then I failed myself. I let myself down, and I never want to let myself down. But it's like I have to keep on going, no matter how many times I get kicked down, how many times people tell us like we can't do it. Like I'm never gonna give up on my dreams, or trying to start a business and trying to be like something of our own.
Yes, and man, that's what I tell people around me, right? Like my friends, my little sister, even my older one. I'm like, why don't you reset something, like do something, like try something. Doesn't matter if you fail, because at the end of the day, it's just a lesson, and now you know what not to do in the next project. You know what I mean? So it's always good to start something, and this is like the point of this, right? To encourage people to have a different mindset, to try their 110%, whatever they do, to whatever. Just how they're looking forward for the weekend to go to that bar, look forward to do something like that.
That's a good point to make. People that look forward to weekends, when they say, that all we're looking, pretty much the corporate world, all they give us is 2 days. Sometimes they give us 3 days, right? If depending on your schedule, if you work 410s or 980 schedule, whatever. But imagine like all you're looking for is for 2 days off. You're trading 5 days a week for 2 days off, and to barely make it, because they barely pay you enough to make you like survive, I guess, depending where you live. But obviously here in California, you know, just to survive, like you can make six figures and you can barely be surviving. Like it's so tough out here, you know? So would you rather, and that's a good question too, is like, would you rather have a steady job that you know is going to pay you and that you'll be just fine for like the rest of everyone? Or would you take that initiative, or would you, and take that jump, that leap of faith, so that you can, you know, start something on your own, like a fully blind jump?
I'll take the jump. Dude. I've already. I mean, I've taken some jumps, but I was like, I was holding myself back.
Yeah.
So technically, I wasn't jumping. You know what I mean?
You're like,
so
what's opposite of jumping?
Not jumping.
No, I know there's something that you. It'll come back to me. Whatever. I'll put it in the notes in the freaking video. But
so it's like, yeah, you know, like just take the jump and figure it out. Obviously, you know, it all depends your age, right? If you're 18, fresh out of high school, by all means, take as many risks as you can. Smart ones though, because I wish I took risks, but at the end of the day, it's just a lesson. Now, whatever we've been through made us who we are now. So, but if you're like in the 30s and you think, for me, I think I'm already fucking 40 something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So now my risks are calculated risks. Now I analyze things before pulling the trigger. Back then it was just like, fuck it, I'm gonna buy a mentor for 10 grand. Damn, you got scammed, Daniel. You know what I mean? So now it's like, now I'm serious, you know?
No, I know, but you reminded me of when he goes, damn, Daniel. You're the back at it again with the white vans.
I remember that.
But yeah, man. Sorry to cut you off, but that reminded me, like, damn, Daniel, I got scammed. That's gonna be in the comments this one.
So yeah, so now I calculate risk, you know, like now I see like, okay, now I have a mentor who I could ask for advice because he's been through it all. Now he's very successful, and now I have that support system where I could be like, this is how I'm feeling, this is what I used to do in the past, and I'm feeling the same way. What should I do? You know,
I get you. Yeah.
He just tells me the same thing. What I've just mentioned, like take calculated risk, analyze the pros and cons. Obviously, if you know it's a great opportunity, you have to jump on it. But if you're not 100% sure, if it's 50-50, then analyze a little longer, you know?
Yeah, definitely. I would like to, in the future, hopefully be able to mentor someone, like some young kids. Yes. But I just don't know like how good I would be at it. So, you know, that's always like a worry. But like I know that this is like future myself, because as of right now, I mean, in this space that we're doing right now and how we're talking, you know, like we're not really mentoring anyone, but we're like, you know, hopefully uplifting and changing a couple of minds and stuff like that. So I think it gradually will get there. We'll get to that stage where we're ready to like physically mentor. But I think most people that I see that are mentoring like kids, like, or people that are our age and like even kids and stuff like that, they're well into like their 40s and 50s, and it's because they've already gone through so many trials and tribulations that you can look up to them, because you know like they failed and they successfully made it somehow. Yeah. So eventually, once we make it, I think that we can finally like take that step and hopefully do some outreaching to like communities and stuff like that. Eventually, like, you know, when we start generating some wealth and some money. Hopefully that we can add that to like, you know, our project list of where we can physically like reach out to the community and help them, uplift them, do meet and greets with people, and
you share our experiences, you know? It's what we know, right? What we've been through. Our mentors know all this information because they've been through it, they did the research, and now they're there.
Yeah.
So now they get to share their knowledge with others. So yeah, and I agree, man. I'm in the same boat. Hopefully, I mean, I know in some, eventually in the future, I am going to be a mentor to others because that's what I want, you know, just like the fitness. Now I'm sharing what I've learned throughout this time so people could have a better mindset and be fit, you know?
Yeah.
And I mean, if you guys feel like this is helping you guys in some type way, shape or form, even if it's just one or two sentences that we said, just, you know, just give it a like, a comment, and because you never know who's watching, bro. Like, maybe there's someone who needs to hear that.
Yeah,
everything's gonna be okay, or you know, or something, and then they come across our fucking podcast, and then that's it. They can change their life. It's not. That's what we need. That's what I needed in order to change. Right. You need to hear that right thing at the right moment, and
100%.
Yeah, you think it was maybe it was like God, but sometimes if you're religious or the superpower, whatever you believe on, but sometimes we think that it was sent to us for a reason. You came across this video, you got motivated, you started pumping your calls, you're cold calling, you started going ham whatever you do.
Yeah. I mean, and I'm sure there's so many people at this day and age, so many people believe in that higher power. Like, I don't know the last time you ran into an atheist, because God knows, like, it's super rare, right? So I think most people will identify with this, and they will understand, and like they will like see that, like, again, that one line, that's all it takes sometimes to like see that one thing that's inspirational. Like, how many times have you gone on TikTok and you see like a 60-second video or whatever, and it either makes you happy or it makes you cry or give you some type of emotional effect? That's would be like a goal for me personally. I don't know I'm sure for you as well, but that would be like a goal. Like, someone, messaged me personally and said, hey, what you said really stuck out to me, and it really like, opened my eyes, just like a little bit where we feel like, we made a little bit of a difference. Because that in itself would give me the most joy and the most happiness from doing this, because that's the goal from this, is literally, hopefully some type of emotion that comes from someone, that they feel some type of way with our one-liners or, our clips and stuff like that. Because, not everything else sometimes seems like just like a lot of, like, obviously it's just a lot of words and just a lot of conversation. But sometimes it might feel like there's no substance in it. And I hope that with most of our stuff that there is substance, and stuff like that. Because we're not forcing or trying to do anything crazy. We're not physically trying to say something that's so, spectacular that you're going to be like, oh my God, how do you think of that one line? Oh, he has quotes in the back of his fucking pocket. Because it's not like that, like, honestly, guys, we're just sitting here having a conversation, whatever comes up, and what you don't see is all the mistakes and all the dumb shit that we cut out.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, so, to your point on that, we're just recording here for you guys, again, like we said, and we're probably going to keep mentioning it in the future videos, there's a lot of people like us, like, just because you live wherever, we'll sit in one of the, like South Central, South LA, or whatever it is, HP, BG, Bell Gardens,
Southgate, yeah.
Like those cities that we grew up around or grew up in, doesn't mean that that's it. The people that you surround yourself with, it's what limits you, right? What's gonna determine who you're gonna become. So I mean, I still live in those cities, so it doesn't mean I'm gonna die in that city.
Yeah.
So we just gotta have an open mind and look for the best in everything.
To round it all up, it's again about, finding that happiness, that joy, that one thing throughout your day. We've said it a couple of times, not only now, but in the first episode and everything. You find that one thing that just makes you happy. And honestly, just keep with it. I mean, we're gonna sound like a broken record sometimes to certain people, but I don't even care at that point, because, like, sometimes you need to be told 3 times before you understand, and, or before you can comprehend it. So we'll just keep, doing what we do, and hopefully everyone enjoys it, and just like as much as we enjoy it, because it's really like heartwarming for us, makes us happy. And beyond grateful for just life. And it always, at the end of the day, we just sit here and we just, think about all the things maybe we could have said.
Yeah.
But, it's all good, and it's all going to come in time.
If you don't try things, you're not going to know if that's going to be for you or not. Like you mentioned, like last episode, what was the passion, right? You asked, how you know about this? By trying shit out. I took me, like, this whole mindset, always wanting to change and starting experimenting things and learning since I was like, I'm like 7 years in now, and finally, like, I'm starting to realize that, damn, I should have done this at the beginning. Now I'm kind of like in the mode that I'm not taking as many risks. I'm being consistent and doing things that are making me feel better mentally and physically, that I knew about them 7 years ago, but I never actually was committed to them, Like, consistency makes you perfect. Practice won't make you perfect. You could practice 1 or 2 times a day, a week, but that's it. Consistency will make you perfect. So just make sure that you're consistent whatever you do, and try things that will make you happy.
And I just thought of a great quote, that Kobe Bryant used to say. He said that he used to chase perfection, even though he knew he couldn't obtain it, because he knew that most people would give up if they knew that they couldn't obtain that level.
Yeah.
And that sunk with me. I just actually read that heard that this week, and that felt so good to hear. And just like, because we talked about being perfectionists and stuff like that, we can chase that, and may never achieve it, but we'll become so damn close, near perfect to it, that we have nothing to complain about at the end of the day.
Yeah. Right now that you say that, like, it's crazy because I enjoy watching like documentaries, videos about like athletes, right? Because they have a different mindset, dude. Yeah. Like if Michael Jordan, Kobe, LeBron, and even like Messi and Ronaldo,
Yep.
Like, it's so crazy how they didn't do anything different than what we're doing, what you're doing. All they did was they showed up every fucking day. Yep. That's it. They didn't drink no magic pill, no magic juice, no nothing. All they did, they showed up every day because they knew that the opposite team or the competitors were gonna eventually give up, and they outworked them. And that's how it is, and that's why all the pros become who they are, and all the great people become who they are.
Yeah, because it's a consistency, and they never give up. That's part of it. Is that the only thing that they did do differently is that they decide to never give up. Yeah. If they did do one thing differently, it would be, like you said, the consistency, never giving up, and showing up every day. You put all those things together, and you got yourself, some success coming towards your way, because you don't want to take no as an answer. You want the downs, the ups and downs that you have to take to get through it. It's gonna keep building you up, and it's gonna keep making you the person you're gonna eventually be.
Yeah.
So you just gotta keep working at it.
And that's what we're doing now, right? We're showing up now on the weekday, on weekends, just to get our content for you guys. It wasn't like this all the time, and we're still struggling. I know there's other things that maybe I might not do on a consistent basis, but I'm still pushing my ass to get it done. I'm sure you're doing some things that you could improve on. The point is that we're all in the same boat, people. So just make sure, again, you give your 110%, like Scarlett said, on whatever that you do, and focus on the present and not the future. If you look at whatever's in ahead, you're gonna see it far away. And just how we've been seeing this, right? Like, man, we don't have so much views for this, but at the end of the day, again, it's just only you and I, and it's just gonna help us to like just have good conversations and get closer, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, you're probably right. There is things that I'm always trying to strive for and work and do every single day that I can do better at. There's things that I can obviously always like try to finish, like things that we start, we need to finish them. One of the things that my dad taught me, or gave me for a piece of advice that he gave me, was that every day, if you're going to do one thing, if to start your day off, he goes, make your bed. If you make your bed, you've already completed one thing out the day, and the rest of the day is easy.
Yeah.
So that was also one of the things that he taught me that really made me change the way I think about things. And he unknowingly told me this. He was just having a conversation with me one day, just like we were having now, and he randomly said this, and then it just stuck with me. And it's like, damn, like every day, just make your bed. You mean you wake up? Because, well, one, no one likes coming home to a messy bed, but having your bed made and stuff like that just gives you like a sense like you completed one thing. That could be the only thing that you do that day, but imagine you make that's what you're keeping track of. Like, if you want to start off with something simple, maybe it's make your bed for 30 days straight and see if you can do it. If you want to see if you're consistent at something, just like you do with the gym, just like you did with the meal plans. We all need to work on being better and continuing to be consistent at things, and with being consistent will give you the outcome that you desire.
Yes. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I heard that saying too. And at the end of the day, if you have a shitty day, at least you get home to a bed that has been done, right?
Yeah.
And that will make you feel better. It's the little things, guys. It's the little things that I know it's hard. It was hard for me. 7 years I focused on the bigger picture. I never actually cared about the little things. I would just do things just because, and I was like, okay, I'm working towards this. Like, give me just the bigger picture. Never really broke it down, analyzed it. Now I'm worrying about the little things, because the little things matter. The little things add up. The little things, like $1 a day, how much are you gonna have in 100 days? You know what I mean? Instead of like, oh, I don't have 100, so I'm gonna just spend $1. I don't have 100 again, I'm spending $1.
To add to that, those are stepping stones that we need to take. So all those small milestones that we're taking, the stepping stones, those are all things that you work towards to like the greater goal, right? If we can do these small things every day and we're focusing on the here and now, that's how we get to the future, right? Have that big goal, write it on the board, write it wherever you want to, and every day you're working towards that goal slowly by being consistent, by doing the things that you said you were going to do, completing those tasks, and marking them off your list, right?
Yeah. Just enjoy the process. At the end of the day, enjoy the process. And you're here for the long run. We're here for the long run. We're hoping we get lots of you guys to support us and like our stuff and subscribe to our stuff and follow us in everywhere, because we're here to make a change for us and for the community, to know that if we could start a project like this, you guys could do it too. Thank you guys for watching. If you've been supporting us in the previous videos, in the episodes, again, drop something in the comments. See what stood out to you from this conversation, or what you want to change, or what habits are you struggling with, or what how are you not being consistent in some things. I mean, we've been through a lot of scenarios, a lot of struggles in life, so we could reach out back to you guys and give you guys our point of view. So just make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next time.